So Tim Tebow officially signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars for a 1-year deal to make the transition from quarterback, which what he was in 2012, over to tight end. People want to make the comparisons of Colin Kaepernick, right? Colin Kaepernick hasn't been given a shot years ago. I get it, the whole kneeling thing. We get all that. When you have a job interview and you don't show up to the interview, and you tell the people at the interview, hey, I'm not going to show up to your interview. I'm going to go do my own interview somewhere else. You think people want to just sign you? And then you go and just attack. We're right here. We're not hiding. We're not doing anything. This is what it is. That's what we want to say about Colin Kaepernick, right? That Colin Kaepernick hasn't been given a fair shot to get back to the NFL. Fine. Be my guest. But let's just remember the situation that's at hand right now. Colin Kaepernick has been trying to play quarterback in the NFL. Colin Kaepernick has been trying to not only just play quarterback, but only play for big money. He has had opportunities to sign with teams, but the teams are offering him less pay, and he's saying no. The teams are saying, we're not going to guarantee you a starting spot, and he's saying no. When you have a chance to try to make it back to a job that you really want to do, sometimes you have to take a pay cut. Sometimes you have to sacrifice what you truly want to get to where you want to be. If you truly want a lot of money and a starting gig, sometimes you got to be a backup to get there. And let's remember too, nobody is bringing Tim Tebow in to be a quarterback. I love Tim Tebow. I met the dude. I'm just sitting here saying, stop trying to compare Kaepernick to Tebow. Stop it. One guy was brought in had a chance to be a quarterback, and unfortunately, yes, the whole kneeling situation happened. Fully understand that pushed him out of the league, probably kept him out of the league for a little bit, but he had a chance, and as in Colin Kaepernick, to get back into the league, go to an interview and say, you know what, screw your location, I'm going to go to a different location, throw to some other guys, and I'm going to be sitting here talking to the media, telling the NFL, we're not hiding, we're here, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. So Tim Tebow wants to try and go and play football again. The guy just wants to play sports. Let's just be clear. When he had no other opportunities to make it in the NFL as a quarterback, what did he do? He went and played baseball. People want to say it's privilege. It's not. I don't look at it as like that. I look at it as it's his name. It's the Tebow brand. Does Tebow bring it on himself to have this big name and have all these fans follow him and all this? No. He plays his sport. He just wants to play sports. He's a kid that is doing whatever he can to stay in sports. I know he's 34 when I'm making the kid analogy, but still, he wants to play sports. That's all he wants to do. How many teams would have signed Tim Tebow to this 1-year deal to play tight end? One team out of 32 would have done it. And the one team did. Why is that? Marketing is such a big thing nowadays, where you want to make sure you market to the right crowd, to the right people, clientele, managers, whatever you want to call it, right? Marketing. It's about who you know sometimes and not what you know, right? Tim Tebow knows Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer knows Tim Tebow. They both know each other very well. Let's not sit there and think that any other teams would have done this. No other teams would have done this move. That is clear and obvious, and if you think that the Baltimore Ravens would have done this, you're wrong. One team and one coach did this. He didn't even bring him in to be a quarterback. Like, he's got Trevor Lawrence, Gardner Minshew. He's got his quarterbacks. He could have easily said, you know what, Tim, you can come in and try out to be a third one, right? No, he didn't, though. He's stuck with, hey, like, we all can see this is probably a culture move. This is probably somewhere where he's saying, I need some leadership, something in the locker room that this team needs. Tebow, can you come in and be that guy? I'll give you a chance to try and earn it as tight end. Tebow worked out. Jaguars like what they saw from workouts for him to go in and try out as tight end. Now, granted, he hasn't made the team. He hasn't made the roster. He hasn't even taken a picture in a Jaguars uniform yet. He hasn't done any of this. And we are all sitting here ready to attack him for what? For a guy that wants to go and play football. And I get it. People want to say, there's guys out there that deserve a chance more than him. Probably. But when Urban Meyer, like, people want to attack Tebow, attack Urban Meyer. Tebow says, hey, coach, will you let me play a tight end if I can play this for football? Urban says, sure, come and try out. What does it matter? Now, if even Tebow is starting week 1 at tight end, he better have had a crazy preseason to earn that starting gig. But I think we all can agree that's not happening. For him to go from not playing at all to a starting tight end in the NFL is unlikely. But let's not go and just attack Tebow and compare it to Kaepernick. Kaepernick had a chance to go to an interview by the NFL. You may not like the company you're trying to interview it for, right? But if you need a job, go to the interview. If you need the job. It's like, hey, you know what? I may not like working for ESPN, whatever, but dang it, I want to be a sports writer, and I need an opportunity to go and write about sports and get paid for it. That's what Kaepernick wanted to do, right? But no, he went over there and he said, screw your workout, I'm going somewhere else. Stop comparing Tebow and Kaepernick. It's the stupidest comparison I've ever heard of. One guy is just wanting to play football. He just wants to play sports. The other guy doesn't. Like, is it so hard to see? I don't think Tebow's going to make the team. I'm rooting for Tebow. I really am. I don't think he's going to make the team. I've met the guy. He's a great motivational speaker. He's really good at what he does when it comes to being an athlete. Like, Tebow can play sports. He's an athlete. But to think that he can go and be a tight end, I don't think so. But don't knock the guy for trying something because only one coach out of the entire league is giving him this opportunity to try and do it in the first place.